And because it crashes, the stream decides to stop. But sometimes it's a nice thing in a way. It's that way we don't have to have a sort of intermediate period in between where we just have to talk about random stuff that's going on.
Yeah, so, what do we do now?
Yeah, exactly. But hopefully this has fixed everything. And I've also noticed that we have a second Mercedes in the form of RPM Azing. So we actually have one extra driver on the grid, making it a 16-car field. So I'm presuming he'll be starting at the back of the field, and he'll also have a free choice of tyre. But I think in the regulations that when the lobby breaks, you still have to start on the tyres that you chose and or qualified on. I'm pretty sure. So
all these guys must start on the softs, all the guys in the top 10. So.
And drivers outside would have to start on the tyres that they chose.
I mean, I guess technically they could change their mind.
Well, let's have a look at what they've done. And it seems that Billy has been jumped up to P8 as well. So it appears as if that the 5 grid place penalty that was applied to him has been reversed. So he'll be actually starting inside the top 10. So unless that's a mistake from I think it was Stuart Leslie who's making this lobby.
Yeah, I think they did give it back to him. They deemed that the penalty wasn't fair.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Sebi raised his hand and just said, hey, that was on me.
Fair enough. So there we go. So, bit of justice there for Billy, it would seem, after a incident in qualifying giving him a 5 grid place penalty that has been reversed due to the lobby break. And he's now back inside the top 10 and on fresh soft compound tyres. Outside the top 10, every one of them are starting on the medium compound tyres. So that suggests to me that all of these guys will be doing a medium to hard race. So it'll be interesting to see how these 6 cars play themselves out in this 29 lap race around Bahrain. Hopefully we don't have another lobby crash. That would be nice. I don't want to start up another stream. That would be ideal. And spinning in the background, that's Sebastian Flores on the formation lap. Well, his tyres for sure will be up to temperature now, surely. Nice little 180 degree spin there. You can see there, predicted tyre stop strategy. Medium to hard, that will be the strategy that he'll do in this race. But yeah, a bit healthier now with 16 cars on the grid. It's quite nice to see that someone was able to join in mid-session. Just expand the field out a little bit. But the leaders are already set to go. We'll just be waiting on Sebastian and RPM to get into their respective grid slots and we can get this race underway. Now please no lobby crash, it doesn't appear to be. Here we go, here at Bahrain we have 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. It was held on for a very, very long time, and it seems that Random Sirius has got a great start. He's now in 3rd place. Matthew has dropped down a few positions, down to 6, and here we go into turn 1. Oh, some collisions there. Oh dear, turn 1 shenanigans. Here we go into turn 2. Oh, contact between Stuart and a Red Bull there. It was Billy. He spins around, and in the background, Garrett DePippo and Stuart Leslie.
We've got a safety car already.
So within 3 corners of this race, we've got a safety car already. Now, actually, we'll use this as an opportunity to discuss what happened in your race last week at Albert Park. 5 safety cars. I always thought there was a cap on safety cars. I thought there was a limit, but apparently not, according to your race.
Yeah, 5 of them, and they got more and more agonizing as they continued to flow in. And for anybody watching right now, from first-hand experience, I lived it. It's not something you are going to enjoy. So hopefully these guys don't have to deal with that.
So I just noticed that Justin Laporte has got a drive-through penalty next to his name. What did he get that for? Drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. He's been given a drive-through for speeding. We also have a 5-second penalty for Rob Hadley, a severe collision with Peter Pan there, and a 3-second time penalty for Prebz for corner cutting. So Bryant, he would not be happy with that. Already a 3-second time penalty next to his name. So Justin will have to serve that drive-through once the safety car period is over. And into the pits goes a Red Bull. It's Billy. Yes, he's got front wing damage, so he'll have to come in, get that replaced. What will he go on to? A set of medium compound tyres. So he'll be probably doing can you do a medium from here?
Could. It's going to be 26, 25 laps when we go back. Yeah, I think he could.
Because he's already used a soft tyre. That's out of the way. So theoretically, he just has to use mediums towards the end. Be interesting to see what he decides to do. Guessing Peter had a front wing change, same with Stewart and Garrett DePippo. Stewart on the hard tyre now. I don't think he'll be able to stretch those to the end of the race. So he'll have to make another stop at some stage, perhaps trying to do a hard soft run. Or a bit sideways there at turn 4 as well. As RP Mazing has left the session. Hopefully he'll be able to join back. Garrett DePippo also front wing change after an incident at turns 1, 2 and 3 on the opening lap. So a bit of a dramatic start for this race at Sakir. Sylvanek still holds the lead. He had a good enough start to hold on to it. Justin's up 3 positions as RP Mazing joins the session again. But Justin will have to serve a drive-through penalty. But who was the biggest losers from the opening lap? Cameron down 3 positions. He's down in 5th.
Down in a P5. I think he got caught up in... I don't know if you saw it, but it looks like Prebz outbraked himself down the inside into turn 1. And kind of resulted in a few guys getting pushed wide. I think Cameron was a victim of that. Matt retained P3. Justin made his way all the way up to P2. Unfortunate with the drive-through.
Yeah, we see it, don't we? We see it a lot where drivers just, unfortunately, don't pay good enough attention to the delta. Just go over a little bit when the timer runs out or something like that, and yeah, to get a speeding penalty this early on, he has to pray for another safety car to come out to really bring himself back into the race. Other big winners, Josh Bell up 2 positions, same with Rob. And what is the shenanigans going on here?
Oh no. There's Bahrain safety car shenanigans.
Oh, this is what happened last season, where drivers kept on getting a timer for illegally overtaking someone. This tends to happen. But yeah, all the drivers backed up a lot. But now it seems that everything is resolved, it would seem. Hopefully the interval part of the leaderboard will correct itself. It's just because RPM left and rejoined the session, just puts the leaderboard into a bit of a fit. But after a few laps it should correct itself. And what's going on here? So Sebi has let Bojan past again. What is going on between those two? Very odd.
I believe the safety car will come in this lap. Yep.
Yep. There we go. That's the safety car zooming off into the distance. You can see on the track map. See the cars trying to find a bit of space to warm up their tyres. Getting ready for the restart. But here we go. Salvanic's ready to go, and it looks like he's gone. Round the final 2 corners on the racetrack. You'll begin lap 4 of 29 here at Bahrain. Justin Laporte in second. He'll have to serve a drive through. Matthew Elliott in third. He's got Random Sirius behind. Cameron in 5th place. Bryant Beale in 6th. Dion in 7th place. Josh Bell in 8th. Those are all the soft runners. They'll be planning to try and pull away from the medium runners behind. We have a bit of a scrap in the background between the Mercedes and the Red Bull, fighting for 12th and 13th. And in the background, Peter Pan in 14th in the Haas. He's in a good position to attack. Can't quite capitalise it as the Mercedes runs wide. And actually, Boto might get 2 positions here. He can't, unfortunately. He was in a good position.
3 wide for a split second there.
Down the hill towards turn number 8, locking up there, as you normally see at Bahrain. But Peter, he'll be trying to catch up to the leading group of soft runners. Try and get past all these medium runners as soon as he possibly can. Just looking up the leaderboards. Dion behind Prebz. Around turn 12 into 13. He might be in a position to attack into turn 1 on the next lap. And I believe Justin should be coming into the pits this lap. There you go, peeling off to the side. Or does he pull it up? He does. So how far back will he drop? We'll know he'll be plumb last. But how far behind will he be in terms of time? And at the moment, Salvanic is pulling away out in front as well. You can see that on the mini-map. So Justin, he's not a million miles away from Stuart Leslie. He does have a lot of work to do. Basically has to pray for another safety car at some stage. But Salvanic already 3 seconds in the lead. Meanwhile, Matthew Elliott, Random Sirius and Cameron battling for 2nd place. As now we have that lap glitch again, do we, on the leaderboard? Showing that Mary Bus is 1 lap down when he actually isn't. I saw this in a race last night for me. Did a global tier race in another league where one of the drivers had a lap glitch. Oh, and he spins off into the wall.
Around.
Oh, and he has to be very careful. He's still stuck in neutral. He's got the brake on. He could probably start moving, otherwise he'll get disqualified.
I think he's on my screen, the front tire fell off.
Oh, not on mine. It's still on. Has he retired on your screen?
His name hasn't faded.
No, neither.
His name is still
and there
solid.
We go. He's been disqualified, I think.
Huh.
I think. It hasn't come up. Drive-through penalty for speeding. Oh, that's just a late prompt. No need to worry about that. But oh dear. Yeah, there is something wrong with that car. Not gonna lie. Back to the action. Oh, contact between Bojan and Garrett there at turn 4, heading into the high-speed S's of 5, 6, and 7. There's Peter Pan just in front on those soft tyres. Down the inside, a big send from Bojan. Contact. That's a massive send. Send and a half and a full course yellow. What is this for? Is this a safety car? As Mary Bus has retired from the session. Give me a minute. Yes, it is a safety car. A 5-second penalty there for Bojan. That's probably well deserved, actually. He absolutely sent it down the inside. There was no way in a million years he was going to pull it up. Slammed right into the side of the Haas, who has front wing damage. So
there's a lot going on that I'm not 100% sure about.
Yeah, it's a bit buggy at the moment. What I tend to do when this stuff starts happening, I just press pause and then leave the pause menu. That tends to fix it for a little bit, but you have to keep doing that a lot. Matthew Elliott stays out. Is this a poor strategy call here from the Red Bull driver? See a couple of drivers pitting in. Salvanik on the medium, same with Cameron, all of these guys, except for Random Serious. He's going onto the hard compound tyre. But it appears that these guys are planning to do a two-stop strategy. Do a soft, medium, soft. And here comes a lot of the medium runners. Oh, it's going to be pit exit shenanigans. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. And there's Bojan just in behind Bowtie. Salvanik slots into 8th place behind his step-in teammate. Oh! Bojan is around, and Stewart is trying to slow down because he's got a penalty next to his name. And there we go, that should correct it. The game counts that as an illegal overtake, I think. So he would have had a timer to tell him to get back behind Bojan. You overtook him illegally, even though he spun. So, oh dear, we have a few shenanigans going on here at Bahrain. Oh no, this is exactly what happened last season.
Yeah, it always gets interesting.
So, and I noticed that Josh's car retired at the exit of turn 1. Or entry, rather, of turn 1, I think. I saw that sort of maroon dot just sort of stop just after the braking zone. So, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. But was the wheel off on his car on your screen, the Alfa Romeo?
The wheel, the front right was off.
Not for me, all 4 wheels were attached. This game is busted.
I don't even know anymore.
This game is busted. It's very, 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 very busted. Anyway. And what's going on back here? We got some overtaking going on. Oh, it's Bowtie, he's in. So he's coming in to get his front wing replaced. I'm guessing he might be going onto the hard tyre, which is why he stayed out another lap. There we go. So front wing change, hard tyres. He'll be planning to go to the end of the race. Now he will be doing a few laps under safety car, so that reduces the burden that the hard tyres will have to go through. But and that brings Justin back into this. This is exactly what he would have wished for. He's still in 14th place, but he's on fresh medium tyres, and he's right on the back of this, so he should be able to make his way through the field and hopefully get himself back into the top 10.
Yeah, just sometimes a safety car is all you need to get you back into the picture. I think he's happy to see this. I am interested to see what, not so much the medium runners, I'm not surprised they stayed out, but two guys up front who stayed out on the softs, what they're going to do. We've obviously, this is our second safety car already. So are they in a window to maybe they could stretch these softs to a medium stint to the end? Because you got to remember this is a fresh set they're on after the lobby reset, and they've had more than half the laps have been under safety car already. So can they get them to a window to where they can put on the mediums and go to the end? That's
an interesting theory, you know. I hadn't thought of that. That's a very, very interesting theory. Safety car lights are out, so it's coming into the pits. So we'll be back under green flag racing now. Matthew Elliott is our leader. We've got Dion just in behind and Rob Hadley in 3rd place, the leading medium runner. And he's got a penalty next to his name that he'll have to deal with. And we've got a field splitting up between the two Mercedes. Salvanik really dropping back here. Look at the gap. It's a bit unnecessary, I must say, to have a gap this big. It's holding up pretty much people outside of the top 10. We're back to green flag racing. And look at the gap between the two Mercedes. That is absolutely ridiculous. Why is that gap so incredibly large? That's 2 seconds that he's lost. And he's not just compromised himself, he has compromised every single driver behind him. That is... it's very strange to see something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
But, yeah, long way behind his teammate there. But Matthew's still leading the way. No mistakes, no yellow flags cropping up. Yeah, it would be very, very interesting to see what the two drivers out in front do in regards to strategy. Rob in third, Sebastian Flores in fourth, Bill Vosti in fifth place with Garant Pippo right in behind. Oh, and here we go. Salvanek has caught his teammate already and he's passed him. See there, Boya, look at the gap between the Mercedes cars and the people from 9th downward. That shouldn't be that big after a restart.
I don't know what happened to Cam, but he's all the way in last. 4 seconds off the guy in front.
Was there an incident that we didn't pick up? I didn't see any yellow flags crop up. There has to have been an incident here with Cameron.
Had to happen.
Just unfortunately, I didn't pick it up. But yeah, you're right. He's down in 15th place, a long way behind where he should be. And look at all these guys, all cramped up, heading down the pitch straightaway towards turn 1. Bojan is leading this train, and he does have damage, I'm pretty sure. It's 3 wide, heading into the hairpin. Bojan has the inside line, contact.
Stu's in an awkward position.
And he gets them both. Great bit of racing there from Stuart Leslie. And Justin, he takes ninth place.
Comes flying through
on those fresh medium tyres. Oh, and sideways for Stuart there at the exit. So Justin, he now has to hunt down the cars in front. I wouldn't be at all surprised if there was a stewards report with that safety car restart. That was... Oh, in contact! Bojan, again, hitting a driver at turn 8. Oh dear. This time it was random Sirius. Luckily for Mr. Sirius, he was able to not spin out. Peter runs very wide there and loses a place to Cameron. My word. But yeah, I can't find any sensible reason why Salvanek held up the field so much at that safety car restart.
Especially because he was the leader of the race before that safety car. You'd think he'd be right on the back of the pack in front of him.
Yeah.
Wanting to get back to the front.
But to hold himself and the drivers behind up to such a degree to where they're now easily maybe 4 seconds behind the leading pack, I just find it completely unnecessary. It's a major lapse in concentration. Pink Spartan into the pits. Did he get a drive-through? He didn't change tyres. He must have got a drive-through. Let's have a look.
Bojan's going to come in for a wing change and a penalty.
Yep, absolutely. So Garrett did get a drive-through penalty, and there it comes up now. So the prompts aren't exactly working for me at the moment, so I have to just keep my eye out. But back towards the front, we'll look away from the midfield stuff for the moment. Matthew is still leading the way. He's got a 1.8 second margin over the Renault of Dion. He's doing a fantastic job, just pulling away incrementally. And he's pulled away from the medium runners behind as well. Sebastian Flores now in third place, with Bill Vosti just in behind, then Rob Hadley in fifth. Salvanek with a big question mark over his head, I reckon. And here we go out in front. Billy trying to find a way past Sebastian. Oh, Salvanek almost goes into the back of the McLaren, takes avoiding action. Doesn't make contact with Rob. We better keep an eye on this as Rob hangs on to P5 for now.
Ooh, Sebi goes wide out of the final corner.
As Dion is into the pits now, so he's coming off the soft tyre, and this should be a fairly straightforward overtake, and it is a straightforward overtake. For Billy, it's now a Red Bull 1-2 for the moment. As Rob, a big send down the inside of turn 1. Sebastian gives him space, but unfortunately for Rob, he can't get the job done. And Rob has to worry about Salvanek. But Savannah not quite close enough to attack, I think, at this stage. So doesn't have to worry about him too much for now.
Big lock up in turn 4.
Now through the high-speed S's. Salvanic, does he go for the send? No, he doesn't. You can see that carpet of rubber. Go, oh, and spin! Oh, Rob's lost it by himself at the exit. Got on the throttle too early there. I don't think there was contact. And Random Sirius has been spun as well. In a very different place. At the entry to turn 8. That's different. I have a theory that he probably lost it at turn 7. And probably spun himself around.
Curve is deadly.
That's very, very different indeed. And he's now down in 11th place. Dion went onto the hard tyre as well. So he's decided to commit to the soft-hard strategy. What about Matthew? Is he peeling into the pits this lap? No, he stays out. Doing another lap.
So this has got the soft to medium written all over it.
Get that all back. There we go. Pred setting fastest lap times at the moment. 29.8, I believe that was. Sebi all over the back of Bill, but he's not quite in a position to attack just yet. And Salvana can't really capitalise with the DRS either, and Sebastian has got it as well. Field is starting to spread out just a little bit. Not too many close battles going on right now. Justin now finds himself well inside the top 10. He's in P6, so that safety car has helped him out massively. But a lot of these guys still have to do another pit stop at some stage. Yeah, no one quite close enough to attack. Oh, Salvanic's got a bit of a run, and he's going to use overtake here. As we got a bit of a revving glitch there. Down the inside into turn number 11. They're side by side. Up the hill now. They're still going to be side by side. Heading into turn number 12. No, Sebastian probably wisely pulls out of it. Just slots into P4. Sirius and Bowtie having a bit of a scrap, I see there on the leaderboard. Matthew just...
Matt does this lap.
Stays out.
Do another one.
So I think you're right. Michael, I think he's going to stay out and try and do a soft medium race. And at the moment he's sort of managing a 7-second margin to his teammate. Needs to keep that margin, as Justin is now into 5th. Oh sorry, no, Rob's in.
Nobody really in the field other than maybe Stu. Everybody else has to pit again, really. I mean, I guess other than Random Sirius, some of these hard runners.
Well, Dion has made his final pit stop, so he's definitely going to the end on those tyres. Same with Rob, but he's a fair way behind this pack. So Matthew's in a good position at the moment, and he's still holding up a 7-second margin on those 13-lap-old mediums. So he's doing a very nice job at the moment. Now Savalnek all over the back of Billy. And I reckon he's going to have a go here. Down the inside. Should be a straightforward move, and is into P2 now. His target will be Matthew earlier. Gap is 6.8 seconds and closing. But Salvanic needs to make another stop.
Yeah, so I think now that Salvanic has cleared everybody, I think Matt's got to come in this lap.
Let's have a look. Yeah, he's in. He's in. I must say, he was taking the final corner very sheepishly. He got very late on the throttle there. So his tyres are cooked. Onto the mediums. They have to do pretty much half race distance. They should be able to do that as well. Where will he come out? RP Amazing is in the pits as well. Does he come out in front of Random Sirius? Here we go. It's going to be close. Oh, he's going to go deep around the outside. Oh, he has the inside line to turn 2, and Matthew slots in behind. So Random Sirius just in front in P7. And Dion, the Renault driver, just in behind. These two were first and second. Oh, and Dion almost goes into the back of the Red Bull there. going into turn number 4. But Matthew should have a serious advantage now on these medium tyres. He just needs to get past Sirius.
Yeah, Rowley's already, you can see, he's not liking that hard tyre very much. Can Matt take advantage here? I don't think so, it's a bit too far away.
Yeah, not quite close enough. I reckon he'll just set him up for a move at turn 1. You'll need a good final sector to do that though. If he has a sloppy exit out of turn 14, it's going to be incredibly difficult for him to try and make a move. At the moment he's in a fantastic position. I'll just quickly look out in front as we have an incident. I believe that's Bojan at turn 3.
Cameron down the inside.
Into turn 1.
Justin gets it done. Cameron's finally starting to recover from his last at one point, which is not something we expect from him. And there we go, Matt is around that racing point pretty easily.
Yeah.
Now he's got to stretch his legs, do a good pace on this set.
So this will be a very interesting battle. It will be interesting to see what these other medium runners are doing, like Cameron, like Justin, like Nicholas out in front at the moment. They're going to go onto a soft tyre, and the gap between them to Matthew, what's that gap? The gap between Salvanik and Matthew is 16.9 seconds, and that will be closing. With Matthew being on the fresher tyre, he should be closing anyway. But I guess with Salvanik's pace in qualifying, that might not be the case, but we'll just have to wait and see. Looking up a bit there, Sebastian Flores at turn number 13. We've got this nice scrap going on for second place. No penalties either between any of these drivers. They've kept it very, very clean. Oh, running a bit wide there, though, Sebastian. These medium runners will be thinking of pitting very soon, as Bojan has retired in the pit lane, making it retirement number 2 for this race. Still, we have 14 runners still operating around the racetrack. Hopefully we won't see any more retirements in this race. This train is now starting to form, so this battle for P2 is now between 4 cars. Billy, Sebi, Cameron and Justin. P2 to P5. See there, Sebastian just defending a little bit of coming into turn 8, trying to make sure Cameron doesn't send it.
Cameron had a hard time on that exit.
Oh, and off the track! Who's that? That was Justin LaPrade. He just went off there. Luckily he didn't lose too much time. Definitely went off though, my word. Bit of heart and mouth moment there. We've got a bit of battling going. No, sorry, that's an incident. That's Bowtie. Peter Pan here spun round, and here comes the McLaren. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
The Haas and the McLaren have come together. Oh dearie me, that's very unfortunate there. As Billy and Justin are in, so Justin's going to go onto the soft tyre. Now, if Salvanik and Cameron... Oh, sorry, no, mediums.
Bill's got another set of mediums, but he's... Oh, yeah, he started on the soft.
Interesting.
That's right, yeah, he did the one lap on the soft.
Yeah, so he's doing a medium race.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. For a second I was like, oh, you can't do that, Bill.
Yeah, no, he started on the soft tyre, so he'll be able to do medium. I was just wondering if you could go onto the soft tyre and make it to the end, but then again, the soft tyre isn't the greatest race tyre, so... No. We know... Oh, Stewart has still got a mountain to climb to get those tyres to the end of the race. The guy behind him can get to the end of the race. Matthew is all over the back of him here at turn 11. Coming up the hill towards turn 12, and Stewart will have absolutely nothing in defence as Bowtie has retired. Retirement number 3. Around turn number 13. And in fact, Matthew might snag him here. Oh, he's right in behind.
Play it patient, play it smart.
And here we go. Oh, yellow flags, so yellow flags. I don't think he'd be able to overtake, will he? Oh, wait. I guess he
flipped green for a brief second.
And there's Bowtie's car coming out of the pit lane, finding a place to park. But he's very lucky because I saw that yellow flag area and he was overtaking inside that area. So I was just wondering if there was going to be an illegal overtake prompt come up on his screen and he might have to relinquish the position. Justin and Billy close together, getting ready for a scrap, I presume. Oh, hang on. Oh, what's happened to Stewart? He's off. Oh, he's well off. My word. Oh, catch it. He was well off the road at turn 8. I wonder if he got hit or something, because he was a long way in the runoff area. No damage, so they were just cooked tyres, the reason why he was understeering a bit.
Sebi made his pit stop and opted for the softs, so he's actually, I remember him and Bill being a lot closer, so I don't know how he's lost that time, but Sebi's looking to make a charge.
They all pitted at the same time as well.
Yeah, I think that's quite a long time for the softs if it's all green flag running.
We'll see how it works out for Mr. Flores. Meanwhile, Justin right on the back of Bill here. Going to open DRS, probably use a bit of overtake. There we go. Sitting inside the slipstream, gaining as Stewart's into the pit lane. But here we go, a fairly straightforward move, a typical Bahrain move. Justin squeezes him and Billy can't really fight back. Stays in 7th place. He'll get DRS up the hill towards turn 4. Don't think, though, he's quite close enough to attack. Unless he does the biggest send of all time. But Matthew earlier closing in on the 2 in front. What are these two planning? Salvanik and Cameron, are they planning to go to the end of the race? Do you think they can make it?
I think they'll have to do another stop, and I think they're planning on the softs, but as you can see, they got to get into that window, but Matt's taking advantage of them right now because he's on the newer set of mediums. He's able to eat into that lead. I think Salvanik might think about to stop this lap. Yep.
Then he comes.
Follow? Yes, he will. Now we'll have to look at the gap.
So here we go. Matthew comes around the final corner now. He will take the lead of this race. Not quite over just yet, though.
And softs for Cameron as well, so...
And in fact, he'll come out behind Dion and Random Sirius. Both drivers will. In fact, Cameron might lose out to Justin, maybe. Here he comes.
Another close moment into turn 1.
Oh, Cameron's a bit compromised with the run through turn 1. Justin's got a good run through 2 and 3. Up the hill, DRS open. Will he use a bit of overtake? No, he doesn't. Interesting. I thought he might go for a move there. But no, he decides to hang back. Stay in P6 for now.
So, the gap is 9 seconds, but Nicholas is going to have to clear 2 cars, and I think that's going to be the crucial thing. How hard he has to fight for those 2 positions between him and Matt.
Not only that, but those soft tyres will wear out fairly quickly, I imagine. So once he gets past those 2 cars, if he gets past them relatively quickly, those tyres will plateau. They won't be that much quicker than the mediums, so he's got a lot of work to do to try and catch up, but it's not impossible. For sure, it's not impossible. But he needs to drive very, very well if he wants this. But going off the track map and
Sebby's-
also the leaderboard, I think this will be the battle to watch as well.
Yeah. Like Sebi is closing in on Bill. Obviously that softer compound right now is paying off. It's just the thing, I mean, all of these soft runners are going to be quick for a few laps, but how long can they sustain that? If they want to do something, they got to do it early before those tires start to fall off.
Fall off, yep, absolutely. To turn 4 goes Salvanic. The gap is 0.6 of a second. He is closing, but now he has to get past the racing point of Random Serious. Heading into turn 8. I reckon he'll make a move into turn 11, maybe even before that actually. He's got to run. He's going to look around the outside, and he actually gets it done.
Ooh, he goes a little too wide.
So does Sirius, and look at Sirius, he's well off the racetrack. Gets back on, very safely. Oh, and 2 penalties just come up there. One of them is for Salvanic. Oh, and off the racetrack again goes Random Serious. What's going on here?
So 3 seconds for Salvanic, so that's another 3 seconds he's got to make up.
He's now closing in on Dion, the Renault driver on the hard compound. Dion will be a bit of a sitting duck compared to the Mercedes-Benz. The gap is steadily closing. And fastest lap, 1 minute 28.8 exactly. As you'd expect with him being on the freshest, softest compound with a relatively light car as well. Sebi is closed in on Billy now. And as Stuart Leslie's just overtaken RP Mazing. He's now into 9th place. Was Random Serious, just lost a place to Justin there. He falls to 6th. Here we go, the battle to watch. The gap between 3rd place and the leader, 5.1 seconds. Sector 2 yellow flags. Is that Sebi or is that... It is Sebi. He's lost it. His battle for 7th place appears to be over. I wonder if there was contact between him and the Red Bull of Bill. Yeah, Sebi has lost a lot of time. And he falls back to the clutches of his teammate. Salvanic now heading towards turn number 14. And around turn 15, the minuscule 15. Yeah, it should be a straightforward overtake. Dion, not much he can do, really.
Tried to go defensive.
Oh, Rob
went off, and he's getting it back together.
Here comes our race leader, Mattiolia. Gets past the Red Bull with relative ease. Ooh, bit awkward. But with... and into the wall!
Again.
Goes the McLaren. Oh dear. The Salvanic purple to the 1st sector. Gap is now 3.2 seconds and there's still plenty of laps to go. This battle is very much on between the top 2. Salvanic is absolutely flying. Oh, and Rob's disqualified.
Well, we've got
Okay.
Alpha Tauri around. That's Justin.
That's a turn 8 again. Bit of a hot spot. Salvanic. 2.4 seconds the gap now between 1st and 2nd place. Heading towards the final 2 turns on the racetrack. When they cross the line, it'll be 5 laps to go. Salvanic has got a huge task ahead of him to not only pass the race leader, he sets fastest lap as well at 28.054. He not only has to catch and pass the race leader, he has to build up a 3-second margin. Random Serious has retired in the pit lane, so that means 5 drivers will not be finishing this race. So I'm guessing with Rob, he was just stopped on the racetrack and he got disqualified, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so. I believe it looks like Cameron trying to get on the podium here, his teammate. I think he's struggling a little bit on the hards.
Yeah, I don't think this will be too much of a fight between these two. Cameron clearly on the superior tyre. Should be able to get this move done. He's got DRS, he's using ERS, and in fact he'll get him here. Not even a little fight between those two. It's a very straightforward move. Cameron now into third place. And Salvanik is now almost within DRS range of Matthew. And they cross the line, it'll be 4 laps to go. Gap is 1 second, running a little wide there. Luckily not all 4 wheels over the over the white line, but you can see there he actually lost a few tenths there. Gap has opened up to 1.3 seconds. And who knows, if these guys start scrapping it out quite ferociously, that might bring Cameron into the fold as well.
Cam is slowly... I don't think he's been 100% comfortable tonight, like we've seen him at other races. But he's grinding his way through. He's in a good position. Obviously, the guy who we think he's going to have to fight for the title isn't here tonight.
No.
So any points is a good haul of points for him, and I'm sure he'll be happy with the third, considering that he was sitting at the back of the field early on.
Gap is now less than a second between the top two. Battle for the lead is genuinely on. So round turn 11 up the hill, round turn 12. Matthew, he'll know he'll be right there. Gap is 7/10 of a second. The gap between second and third, 3.6 seconds. That could close very easily if these two really start to scrap it out. Crossing the line, it'll be 3 laps to go as Rob has understandably left the session. Not a great day for the McLaren crew at all. He's going to use overtake here. He's going to use DRS. He is closing in on the Red Bull. Here we go. A move down the inside, relatively straightforward. Matthew will just sit in behind the Mercedes for now. Round turn 2 to turn number 3. Now Matthew, he's got the task of staying with Nicholas here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's got to stay in the DRS. The longer he could stay within that 1 second, the better off it's going to be.
Oh, very wide was Nicholas there at turn number 6. Cost him just a little bit of time. Gap is almost 1 second, 9/10. He'll get DRS though. Here we go, DRS open. Gap has creeped over a second. That will close over the course of this straight. But Salvanik has to pretty much do 2 magical laps. And in fact, he might be able to do that. He's already pulled out a 1 second margin.
How long will those softs have grip, though? Is the main question. Will they hold on? Will he have enough grip to pump in those 2 good laps? I personally think it's going to be real close.
So here we go. 2 laps to go. The final 6.6 miles of this race. Gap between the top 2 is 1 second. Salvanik has a 3 second time penalty. Cameron in behind in P3, just 2.8 seconds behind Matthew. He's not out of it just yet, particularly if these two make some sort of catastrophic error. Through turn number 4. First sector split. Gap is 1.2 seconds. Through the high-speed S's. Coming into the hairpin, turn number 8. At the moment, Matthew hitting his marks a bit sideways though on the exit. Gap opens up, 1.6, 1.7 seconds almost, into turns 9 and 10. Both these guys want this win. They're going to fight tooth and nail for this. It's effectively qualifying. Gap is 1.5 around turn number 11. Up the hill towards turn 12. Gap still 1.7. Opens up a little bit. Sector 2 split. 1.8 seconds. Uses a bit of overtake, does Matthew.
He's barely doing enough, but he's just doing enough.
Around the final corner goes Salvanek. This is it. This is the final 3.3 miles. The final 15 corners of what has been a dramatic motor race. Salvanek leading the way.
Salvanek needs over Matt on this, just this lap.
This needs to be a mega lap. Gap has just creeped over 2 seconds. It's gone back over. Sorry, go back under, then go back over. My word. It's going to be nothing in it at the line, I reckon. It's going to be an incredibly close finish. 2.1 seconds over the first sector split. 2.2 seconds. These drivers will be giving it everything, and Cameron is closing. Gap is 1.1 seconds. He might be able to snag DRS here if he gets close enough. 1.2. Oh, not quite. He won't get DRS on this lap. Sector 1 yellow flags. That is a Williams of Stuart Leslie off the racetrack. And he's now vulnerable to RP Mazing. But Matthew, 2.3 seconds. There is the Renault of Cameron. He needs to keep his eyes forward though. 2.4 seconds. Coming around to the final sector of the final lap. It all comes down to this one mistake, and that could spell danger for Mathieu Elliott. He needs to keep it on the racetrack. But Nicholas Salvanek around the final corner, very smooth, very tidy. Same with Mathieu Elliott. Salvanek will cross the line in first, but it will be Mathieu Elliott who wins the Bahrain Grand Prix by just under half a second. Cameron ends up finishing in third, only just though a bit over half a second separating second and third place. And it's a brilliant day for Renault. Third and fourth places respectively, with Dion a fine fourth place there. Bill Vosti will come home in fifth place. Justin Laprade recovers. He will finish in sixth. Sebastian Flores finishes in seventh place. And actually Stuart Leslie has lost even more time. In fact, he's broken a front wing. He's down in 10th. As RP Mazing will cross the line in 8th. Bryant Beale in 9th. And Stuart Leslie rounding out the top 10. Deary me. And we'll just be waiting on Garrett De Pippo. Come around, cross the finish line, and that will be it for the Bahrain Grand Prix. An incredibly close finish. Bit over 1.1 seconds separating the top three in the end. Look at that. Incredibly close. A fine drive from Salvanek, really. Got himself back into the lead, but that penalty really cost him. But it was a fine drive from Mathieu Elliott. Made the soft medium work with the aid of the safety cars that we had. RP Mazing given driver of the day, starting last, finishing inside the top 10. Not a bad drive at all. And here we go. I reckon Matthew would be pretty happy with that. He takes the W.
I was talking to him earlier today, and he did tell me that he's never won a race in regionals. He's been hunting for one for a long time, and it's crazy that it came tonight.
Well, there we go. For the first time in his career then, unofficially takes victory here at Bahrain. Of course, there might be stewards investigations afterwards that might change things. You never really know. But for now, he has taken the win by less than half a second to Salvanek, who claims fastest lap as well. Cameron finishes in third place. Dion in fourth, so a great day for Renault. And as you mentioned, Michael, a fantastic day for Red Bull Racing. Bill in fifth place, that will accumulate a great deal of points. Justin Laprade in sixth, Sebastian Flores in seventh, That'd be amazing. In 8th place, starting from 16th, making up 8 positions over the course of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Brian Beale in 9th, and Stuart Leslie rounding out the top 10 of the overall finishers. And just Garrett DePippo, the only other finisher in this race, had 5 retirements over the course of this, 1 disqualification of Rob Hadley, and a very interesting incident with Josh Bell. Yeah, not a bad race at all. Typical drama.
Typical Sunday night, leaves you kind of confused about
A
the
little
midway
bit.
point, and then it heats up, spices up, and then we get something good happens. So
Now I'm pretty sure I saw Matthew turn up into the
we got
party.
Matthew. We're still waiting on Nicholas and Cam. I don't know if Nicholas has a mic.
That's alright. Tell you what, we'll probably start off with our race winner then. Matthew Elliott, congratulations, mate. You're a Grand Prix winner. How does it feel?
Oh my god, it's been so long that I've been playing this game that I finally get one. Holy crap. Oh,
Wasn't
it
by
was
much.
so tough.
Wasn't by much in the end. Half a second. Not much at all.
Oh man.
But no, that was
Sweatiest I've ever been
I imagine.
doing this. Oh my god.
No, that was a very, very fine drive from you, and an interesting strategy call as well. Just take us through what happened for you in that race and why you ended up deciding to go with the soft-medium strategy with the aid of the safety cars.
Oh, well, the safety cars were a big help. After the second safety car, I wasn't even at 50% yet. I was like, I could probably get some more life out of these things. And by the time I came in, they were only at like 58, so it kind of set me up for the one stop to the mediums. I said, I'm going to try it. I had nothing else to lose. I mean, it was probably my best shot at getting a win, so I had to take it. So glad it just paid off.
It was very, very fantastic that you managed to pull that off, and a great call as well to use those safety cars, to know that you haven't burnt off your soft tyres yet. You ended up doing 14 laps, I think, on those tyres in the end, including all the safety car laps, so definitely helped you out, and you made a good call and you made it work as well. Any complications during the race at all? I know your heart must have been beating out of your chest right at the end.
Yeah, a little palpitations going on, but I think I had a couple tank slapper moments, but it was a lot better than last season's Bahrain, so I couldn't complain much. But oh my god, and Sylvanek. When I saw Cam and Sylvanek on softs, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Pardon my language, but I just had to keep pushing.
Michael?
Then I saw Sylvanek's 3 seconds, and I was just like, woof.
Michael, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, a real interesting race, especially for you. As the laps went on, the stars kind of just aligned for you. So at what point did you look at where you were relative to everybody else and say, okay, I might have a shot at this, and then take us through the last few laps where you were just riding that razor? We were watching it. We were watching that gap. I'm sure you were watching it. How comfortable were you in those last few laps that you were going to be able to stay within that 3 seconds?
I'd say I was okay until about the last lap. I was like, oh crap, I'm within a second of losing this. So that's when I really had to push, but thankfully for the safety car, I had plenty of fuel in the tank. And the ERS was a little bit of an issue. I kept trying to push, keep Sylvanek and Cam behind me at the start of that whole sequence, but I just had to try to keep calm and let it play out however it was going to play out. I mean, a podium would have been great anyway, so if I got first, I got first. But luckily, I think maybe their softs started to die off a little bit, and I could keep within reach of them, so they couldn't just pull away. But oh my god, whew. I almost lost grip on my steering wheel a couple times. I'm gonna have to buy some gloves because that was
super sweaty.
My goodness.
No, but congratulations, mate. Your first ever league race victory, according to Michael. So,
yeah,
a very, very proud moment indeed for yourself. You should be very, very proud of what you've achieved. So, congratulations and well done.
Thank you.
We'll move on to P2, Mr. Salvanic. Sir, that was a superb drive from you. Qualifying was electric. That 25.5 that you set in the middle of the session was a fantastic lap time that unfortunately we didn't see because we didn't see you coming. That was an awesome lap. And that recovery drive as well to end up finishing second, crossing the line first. But ultimately that penalty demoted you to second. Just take us through your race here at Bahrain.
Okay, my English is very bad, sorry. Hello for all.
That's okay.
GG for Klumberg.
Mm-hmm.
GG for Klumberg, and thanks you, Top Gun, for the transmission. And no, I have a very good race, very, very funny. And I fuck up when I enter in the pits in the first safety car.
Mm-hmm.
And in this moment, I tell me I have a big problem. Need to recovery all the race, and I do. Funny, I have a good night, a very good race, and I am happy, very happy.
Oh, that's good to hear, mate, because you
and
drove
my
very well.
And my quali, I can't to do more fast, but I can't to enter to the quali. I have an error in my internet and lost the last lap. But I am very happy, really, really.
No, that was a great drive from you to recover back to finish second in the end after penalties. But Michael, anything to ask Mr. Salvanic?
Just a great job. We honestly, like Lane said, we didn't see you coming at all, and you really impressed. Pace was great, so we look forward to seeing more of that potentially.
No, pace
yes,
was
thank you.
fantastic.
And I have it's difficult for me race all the night for my kids, but I try.
Well, it sounds like that you really enjoyed yourself tonight. Okay, but thank you very much, Salvanic.
Thank you.
And well done.
Thank you for all.
But we'll move on to third place then. Cameron, fairly good recovery from you as well. You sort of followed Salvanic and you lost out a few positions, but you came back to recover to finish in third place. Are you overall happy with your result, or do you wish you could get a bit more from Bahrain?
You know, I've never really enjoyed Bahrain. Bahrain doesn't like me. So
100%
like
agree.
You know, it's kind of a mutual
100% agree.
disrespect that we have with one another. I've never had a positive result here. I probably never will.
Can absolutely relate to that.
All I can ask for.
Can relate. Absolutely can
Seems
relate
like no
to that.
matter how hard I try, I can't find any time, and I basically, I don't know, I stall at every single turn, it seems. Besides the 90-degree turns, I stall at like the double left-hander hairpin. I'll stall at turn one. You know, I really struggle with those tight braking points with tight turns, acute angles, whatever it is. Had a couple of instances. Turn one was rough, or turn two, turn one, going at the start. That was I don't know what happened there. There was just cars all around, and then I think I hit Salvanic just a bit on my front legs.
Yeah.
And then I just went 90, and I'm just hoping that no one hit me at that point. I don't think there was any contact. I know someone spun in front of my teammate, Dion, but he said that wasn't related to me from the sounds of it. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at that, but yeah, so that was just really bad rap to start, you know. And then there was that safety car. I didn't get damaged, so that wasn't, you know, it wasn't the end of the world. There was that safety car, pretty much the safety car, and then we had to restart, and then there was another safety car until like eight laps or whatever, and then pitted for mediums. That was an interesting moment because me and my teammate, we both wanted to pit. He basically gave me the go ahead. He gave me the go ahead to just go into the pits. Being a super nice guy, and I was, I took him up on that offer. I went in for one of the mediums, and I was telling him, I was like, expected him to pit the lap after because it seemed like that he wouldn't lose too much time. There was, it seemed like he would have basically gotten right place back behind Mad Cats, I believe it was, right where he kind of started out in that safety car queue, and he didn't end up hitting. And I was like, what? Like that really confused me, and I was like, dude, that's the worst decision ever. Like, I was telling him, like, mid-race, I was like, you can't just not pit.
There's a safety car, man. Can't just leave that opportunity.
And then he ended up, killing the strategy. Not killing the strategy, he ended up doing awesome, He ended up putting hards on, a couple laps after the safety car, a few laps after the safety car, running the softs to the full extent. And then he just nailed the hard stints, and I was barely able to overtake him, like the pace he was pulling. So, yeah, I was super impressed by that. It didn't, but at any rate, I still had a fun time. It's just I'm really glad to be done with this track. Move on to bigger and better things.
So a third place result is a pretty optimum result for you, and for the sake of the championship as well. Seeing as both racing points weren't able to turn up, I would assume you would take the lead in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I'm guessing you'll be pretty happy with quali as well. Second fastest in the end, and not a million miles off Salvanik either. 200ths, I think, separated you two at the end of quali.
Yeah, Salvanik came out of nowhere. I was super impressed with his pace. That's absolutely amazing, incredible.
And he did that in the middle of the session too. Ugh. Don't know how he did that.
He only had like one run. Yeah, he only had like one run or something.
And he nailed out at 25.5. Don't know how he did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe I could have got a 25.5 if I just didn't, make too many mistakes. And I felt like we were very similar pace level in this track. I don't know where he was in Australia. Very caught me off guard. I looked back into the roster. I was like, wait, is he full time? And yeah, it turned out.
Yeah, he's full time.
But yeah, sorry, it sucks to see Charger's not here, or Ethan. Yeah, but that's going to be good for the Renault team and the constructors. Me and Dion, pretty happy. Pretty happy with the result, definitely 3 and 4. Yeah.
But Michael, anything to add, mate? Anything that I missed?
Just really quickly, at one point we saw you were last on track, and you said that you were not super comfortable, kind of struggling. So how difficult was it to claw your way back through and back up there when you weren't super comfortable? And even how did you end up that far back?
So there was a first incident. I lost like 4 positions at the start. I turned 1. I ended up going perpendicular, and then I got past the safety car. So kind of got.
We saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay. I just quick summary of that. And then the second thing that happened. So I was still like P5 at that point, So it wasn't the end of the world. And then the second thing that happened was that double left-hander hairpin. There was me and GoPreds made contact. GoPreds. I don't know his name, first name or last name or anything, but yeah, GoPreds. Me and him made contact. He hit me up in the Discord after the race. He apologized. I think it was just a late break or a missed braking point.
Yeah.
I ended up doing like a 360 or something. I mean, I didn't hit a wall. I just ended up doing like a 360 in that turn and got back on track. And then I believe that's kind of when that second safety car came in, and that's when I pitted and ended up last place. Ultimately, I think maybe not exactly last place. I was towards the back, definitely. But yeah, it was no fun. I was super frustrated at that point. I was impatient. I was just like, I'm just gonna push as hard as I can. I don't even care what happens, and end up clawing my way back. So it was honestly a miracle to even make P3 at that point. I can't be upset.
Oh, dearie me. Now my cat is having a fit. Dearie me. He's just marrying his head off right now. I better wrap this up quickly then, see what it wants. But thank you very much, Cameron, for joining us. Congratulations on your third place finish, mate. From the sounds of things, it's quite a very nice result, considering your opinion of Bahrain, which I completely and utterly 100% agree with. I cannot race around this track for some reason. The track, I don't mind the track, but the track hates me. Sort of deal. It's not fun. But congratulations on your third place finish.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
So, Michael, end of round 2. Round 3 is Shanghai, I think.
It is. Yep.
Shanghai International Circuit. Got the incredibly unique turns 1 and 2, which are very, very interesting set of opening corners. Got the high speed flowing section in the middle, and then we've got the incredibly long 1 kilometer, what was it? 1.3 kilometers straight, I think. It's something
very long.
Hang on, I do have the number in front of me somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Let's have a look. Yeah, 1.3 kilometers, I believe. Heading into turn number 14. So that will be very interesting to see. There's probably going to be a lot of action going into that hairpin. But no, this is panning out to be a very interesting championship. 2 different race winners, 2 different teams, and I'm sure there are going to be a few more over the course of this championship season. So this is turning out to be quite an interesting championship indeed. But as my cat needs me, I'll better wrap up the stream. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you next week at Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. Until then, I've been the Smeg, my co-commentator Top Gun 88 or Michael Garone Jr., and we'll see you next time. Good night.